Welcome back to the channel. We got a problem here with our cook stove. It's a smooth top LG 5 burner. Everything on the stove top seems to be working okay, but we're having oven issues. I've got a strap on it because I have removed it now, but it's got rust issues. It smokes when you want to bake something, even if there's nothing in it, and I'm a little concerned about it. I looked up the model number, serial number, and it's a 2011 model, so I think it's time to go. So here's what I purchased. I got a Samsung with air fry and convection, and this is similar to a model I had at my old home, and I loved it. It worked great. Cook fast. This is also a steam clean, self clean, steam clean, air fry, and it was on sale, and so I like that. Problem is, let me show you where it's going. Now here's where it's supposed to be, and I removed the old one and I had a little trouble. Look what I found. The floor's got a notch in it right here, and I went in the basement and looked up, and this used to have a Gen-Air originally, which had a downdraft vent. Well, obviously this LG didn't have that, and so what I need to do is I need to build this half-inch layer of plywood back up. Otherwise, that's the reason I had trouble pulling this out. And the other thing is, there's no plug. The oven just slid over top of that, and it's a direct wire. It's a 3-wire direct, and that has me concerned. I'm not sure that's legal. So what I need to do is get rid of that vent, take that cover right out. I can see the piping is still in the basement. I'll probably leave that alone. But the wire is on a 60 amp breaker separate, so that's it okay. But I want to push this down, move it over, bring it back up, and mount a box on the wall so that I can plug it in. And I didn't buy a cord yet till it was delivered because I wasn't sure if it was a 3-wire or 4-wire. And this model will use either, and it's a good thing because we only have 3 wires. Otherwise, I have to pull this wire out, go all the way back to the panel box and replace it. And if I did, I'd probably put copper in, and that would cost, I would say, 150 bucks anyway right now. And so it's been working great. It's just I want to put a plug on it and a cord. So I'm going to head out to the local Lowe's and get a plug, and I will wire this in. I'll drill a new hole. I'll get a cord to go on the new stove, and I'll measure this and cut a sheet of plywood, take this out, see if I get the plywood to fit nice in there, and then the new stove will slide in nice and even rather than dropping down, and then I have to level the back feet. So let's get started. Okay, well, what we got to do first is we got to move that wire, and I can see there's a floor joist right there. So that'll work out good. We'll be just on the other side of that. And I thought I was going to have to head to Lowe's, but I went out to my electrical pile, and I have a box of electrical stuff. And look what I still have here. I got a 3-wire range power cord. I think it's short. What is it, a 4-foot? But we're going from there to there, so that'll work out good. And I also have a used 3-prong outlets, 50 amp. And a connector. And so check this out. We're in good shape here. Not going to cost me anything. I looked it up on Lowe's. It's going to be $43 and something plus tax. So that worked out, plus a trip to town. So what I did, as you can see, I cut out this section of plywood. It'll fit down in there. And I have to remove that, and I got to push that wire down through. So let's see what we got here. Nice ceiling tape. cover just sitting there. Oh, there's our pipe. So it had a Gen Air, it says on the breaker box, a Gen Air stove. And so it had a downdraft. I wish the fan part was still here. That's something I'd like to upgrade to someday. But I think for now, because this is accessible in the ceiling in the basement, I'm just gonna go right over top of that. So let's push this wire down and I'll go down in the basement and move that over. And I did look previously, obviously this power's off. Previously I went down and along this floor joist is like 5 or 6 wires. So I got to be careful, but I want to drill through that 2x10 floor joist and bring my outlet box somewhere like that. And so it fits underneath the other stove. So I'm going to confirm that it does. If I can't use this box, then I'll have to go get one. But that would be great to use what I have. It'll pass code okay. I pushed that wire down through and I went down and looked, and there's 4 wires that run along that floor joist. And here's the back side of the stove. Here's where the wire would come up in. And here's your 3 lugs. Hot, hot, neutral, or ground. And it's grounded to the panel. And we have a 3 wire, so this is great. This is what the other one was. There's plenty of room under here. See all this? So I can put that outlet along the wall. So here's our plug. It's a 4-footer. We got nice lugs on the end of that. And we can place the outlet box anywhere across here, but it'd probably make more sense to put it near the middle or this way so that I'm not, you know, kinking the wire tight or trying to push it against there. And so the center I'm going to try to go for. Let's see how good I did here. May have to go out and adjust it. It's close, close. See if she'll go in. They notched this tile over it. Well, I gotta fit it under there, but let's see what we got. Gotta trim that tile a little bit right there, and I think we got it. I like that, and then we'll go ahead and drill the hole. So I'm gonna pick the center. I didn't bring a tape measure in. So this is the center. And then I'll look at the box. Gotta look at the box, because if I come straight up into the box, I don't have it lining up. And this is about 1 1/4 inches in. Centered, so that should work. I don't know how sharp it is. See daylight. That's good. All right. Awesome. So now I got to drill through that floor joist, bring my wire over and up, and then the cord, if it's in the center, the reason I didn't choose over there is because if the plug's in, you know, the plug itself goes in the stove here, I can only go out about this far. If I plug it from the center, I can pull it out 4 feet. So it'll be easier to unplug rather than jumping over these counters to unplug the stove, because this model, you can't reach in from the bottom. The old model, you could reach in from the bottom to get the plug. So let me vacuum up this mess. We'll go downstairs. Well, I vacuumed that up, but prior to heading down there, let's go ahead and get some screws in this. Using some 1.5 inch Torx tip. We want this down nice and tight. Probably don't need a whole bunch of them in here because I can't imagine it moving. There we go. Now we'll go down, we'll drill through the floor joist and push our wire up through. May have to trim the length because I think the wire's a little long. Alright, down here in the basement, we got a 9-foot ceiling. This is the Gen Air pipe, vent pipe. It comes down and follows that steel I-beam out through, vents outside. I'd like to possibly use that in the future sometime. I do want to do some countertop repair, not repair, but possibly replace the island countertop and reconfigure it where that stove is a little bit. And that won't be right away. But there's where we drilled through that. And we got plenty of wire. If I don't want to cut it, then I got to leave the balance up here. Right now it's perfect to go right in there. I hate to cut it short because you can't add to it. But we got 1, 2, 3, we do have 5 wires here. So I think on a floor joist, you always want to drill a third up or a third down. You don't want to weaken the bottom or the top. And then in this case, we're 2.5 feet for the steel I-beam. And we're 3/4 plywood floor with another 3/4 layer on top of that. And so we're not going to weaken this. We're going to drill a decent hole. See if I can get it with this bit. I could do it easier from that side, but I don't want to pierce the wire for sure. Just make sure you're staying up that third or more. Now I'm going to run up and get a staple and push that wire up. Dusty already. So get a hammer and staple. We can need them anyway, so I'll grab them. I'm going to staple that wire to just make sure it's up far enough. We're not going to get nicked here. That'll work like that. Perfect. Now we're going to need to adjust the chair here, the stool. Got to get over farther. So now we're going to drill that out and hopefully be quick and easy here. Painless, right? I can't back up much farther. So I can't get behind the drill. And there's nothing over here. And it's not the sharpest bit. Push! Definitely not the sharpest bit. Don't even see it yet. I really like these Weyhauser floor joists. They're nice quality. not all the drill bits. I'm under it, not behind it. I got a wall right here. I can't back up any farther. There. Nice. Couple slivers. But we're up a third of the way, so we're not weakening it. And then let's get our wire through there. See, nothing's easy. I thought putting a stove in it's going to take 20 minutes. Everything seems to be a project. All right, so there's that. And then our wire goes right up through there. And I think if I want to staple that right on that floor joist, I think we're going to be in good shape. I just bend this on around and move my stool over. Now I'm all dusty. So let's see what we got. Move around. Yeah, we could get that up in there. We could either staple it to this joist, which you probably ought to. Just got to keep it down out of the way and up out of the way so nobody could ever pierce it. I'm going to come back down and staple this after it's in that box. That only makes sense. So I'm going to leave probably the hammer. What else? Probably leave the hammer and the staples down here. Let's head back up. We'll wire that box. All right, here's the back side of our plug. So we've got our ground and we've got our hot legs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull that into the box, get the box screwed on, and then hook this up. I'm going to probably be right in the way, so probably won't film that part. I'm going to be right in the way. Okay, I put the hot leg to the top, the other hot leg to the top, the ground to the ground. I got my clamp on the wire, got the box secured to the base here. This is only 1/4 inch here. And this is like a mini baseboard. This is just a false wall between the two cabinets, so I can't put big screws in there. I've got a staple put on the wire, so the wire's secure. It's up out of the way. And I got the breaker on. Let's test this thing. Hope you can see that. So we'll go a hot leg, doesn't matter which on this, to ground. Let's see if I can touch the pin in there. 121 bolts. Gotta get it in there better. 121 volts. And then we'll go and just test everything here. This doesn't go in far enough to reach the pins very well. We got, not really touching it here. These leads need to be a little longer. We can move it around and touch it here. Yeah, come on. There we go, 121. It's just a lead I can't get in far enough. And 121. Now this should be 240 now. And we got 241, hold still. It's barely touching the leads, 242. So that's wired correctly. Now I just got to vacuum this up, and then we got to put the cable onto the back of the stove. Well, let's see if we can get this cord on. It's got to go up through the bottom, through this connector. I get to go this way. And then these are 1/4 inch of Phillips. And the screwdriver I got is broken. I don't know what happened to it. I don't know. Bit just comes right out of it, so I'll just put the center one in. It's a Craftsman, I think. I think these screws come right out. Yep. So we get a hot leg on either side, and we get our ground in the middle. And then we got to put this cover back on. It's got a single screw in it. So let's see if I can wrestle that up on there. I've had a bad experience, well, more than once, with the appliance delivery people. And so you see what an ordeal this would have been if I had them install it, which would have been free if it's a simple plug and play. But when I pulled that stove out, I wanted to find out what wire we needed. It's a good thing I didn't have them do it. So I had them just drop it on the porch, and I said, I'll take care of it. A lot of people aren't going to take the time to do a good install. You know, time is money. So they want to get there and get out. They would have brought it in, sat it here, and said, well, we're done. You got to go fix the floor, and you got to... Let's see if we can get this started. And you got to do other things, you know. And it's not starting. Let's see, why not? And we got to do the middle one. These look like they're self-cutting threads on them. I'd be excited to get this hooked up. What can I bake? The oven's smoked. And it wouldn't do it every time, but one time it smoked so bad that I thought I had spilled something in it, and I couldn't see anything wrong with it. Had me worried, so I opened the door, put the fan on, and I said, well, time to look for a stove. And I like to upgrade, so this is definitely an upgrade. And when it went on sale, I said, great time to buy. Okay, now we're just going to put the cover on, and there's one screw in it. Got our cover plate here. Got to remember to tighten up my crimp on my wire here. And then this. I guess goes on like that. They make things cheaper all the time, don't they? Alright, but see how that cord comes out and leads that way? So that should give us plenty of room to hook it onto our box. And That's it. Now what we got to do is look at these feet, which are plastic, and I can unscrew them to level it. But I think what we're going to do is put it in there and set the level on it and see how close it is. And then we'll go from there. I'll finish taking all the paper, the plastics, the protectors, the cover, and there's styrofoam in the oven. I'll get all that out. Well, I plugged her in and slid it back. Let's see how level it is. Nice. Nice. Perfect. Perfect. Now, I might want to lower this down so that it's flush, but this island I'm going to work on, remember this had a stove with a back on it, so they put this decorative piece here. I want to change this island and move it this way a little bit to give us more room between the double door, the French door fridge. And I want to take the countertop and change this color. It's a Hershey candy bar, which is okay. It's just I want to do something totally different, like a butcher block or something. And I want one level here. There's a trash container here and a drawer, pot and pan drawer and utensil over there. And then you can sit 2 bar stools on that side. I think if it went straight across instead of these 45 cutoffs, I'd have room enough for like 3 chairs on that side. And if I extended this another foot or 2, then I could probably get one on this side, and we could probably get 4 people to sit in this area. It would give us more room to, you know, do cookies, that kind of stuff. I don't like this double level thing. It's kind of small. So that's nothing I'm worried about the height right now. This is not 36 inches tall. It's like 35 and a half. So if this is changed, then I can make it the proper height, you know. So anyways, this is on. Now we gotta learn how to run it. What it said was, turn the oven on, 400, get all the little pieces of styrofoam out of there. Put it on 400 for an hour because it's gonna smell. And isn't that pretty? And I'm gonna try the burners. And instant hot, can you see that? Should. Instant hot. And this is the left front. Look at that. And that's got a double burner on it. And then, or this one's a double too, I think. And then we got a warmer. I gotta figure out how to do the warmer back there. Check out that. You can put a big old pot on that one. That's a bigger burner than I had before. My other large burner was this size. But a lot of times I'll use the center burner, which is a smaller one. So I've got the kit. When you clean these, there's that special ceramic top, whatever, cleaner. That's all you're supposed to use, and I've had that, so I'm going to use that. Now for the oven, we've got bake, roast, keep warm. There's a keep warm. Steam clean, smart control. You can hook this up to your phone. It's got Wi-Fi. I got to figure out what you could do on it. Maybe you could turn your oven on. I don't know. There's bake. Then we can do our temperature. So 400. No, it says 4 degrees. Bake. It's got bread proof, whatever that is. Bake, roast, bake, whatever that. I gotta read, so maybe I have to use this one or that one. 400. Yep. And then press start. And it's got a fan. I feel it here. It's got a fan in the back. Yep. For the air fry. And I'm going to run that. Let's set the clock. Let's see how we set the clock. Cook time. QuickTime Steam, self-clean. I'm kind of excited. We got a new toy, right? Wait till Dawson makes some cookies. The first thing I want to bake in this is I got a whole fryer chicken. And I'm excited to cook that in here. We'll probably have Grandma over and we'll have a dinner. I got to read the directs, I guess. But we got cook time. I don't see where it says clock. Now that's 400. Start. I kind of like the controls out here. Before, the controls were in the back. And you're reaching over the stuff to control it. You know, you burn your elbows on steam and stuff. Boiling spaghetti or something. So hopefully this is going to be handy. And I think the knobs pull right off easy to wipe. So I'm excited. So there's our stove install. This is a Samsung. And got it on sale. It's the only way I'd buy it. And now I think I'm ready to bake. I'm going to get out the instructions. And I'm going to go ahead and set the clock on it. I'll set the timer. We'll cook this off for an hour. And we'll be in business tonight. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned something. The only thing I didn't mention, I better mention, is the ovens come with a tip over. And you screw this to the floor like this, and the back foot slides underneath it, so a child, if they step on that door, won't tip the oven forward. If I have a child that steps on that door, the child's in trouble. So I'm not going to put that on right now. When we redo this island, we're going to put a new floor in here. And when we do, the new floor is going to go right underneath it too. So we'll have one level to slide in and out to clean whatever. We get the kitties, Tiger and Squirrel and Lucky, running around in here chasing straws or something. They push them underneath there. So thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Maybe I'll cook you something for another video. Take care.